On November 21st, New York Times reporter David Carr wrestled with questions about what the Occupy Wall Street movement might do next. Carr doesn't like the leaderless nature of the occupiers and doesn't care for their attitude toward the corporate media. Still, the movement has generated some important conversations about free speech and dissent, about which he wrote, quote, "There were citizens screaming invective about the rich while being confronted by the police and riot gear, the kind of spontaneous uprising we have not seen in almost half a century," close quote. It's hard to know what Carr can mean by this. There were massive protests against the Iraq War across the country. Right here in New York City, the police faced off with demonstrators at the 2004 Republican convention, arresting and detaining hundreds, often without charge. Is it the use of force that we haven't seen in 50 years? Hardly. Anti-IMF protesters in Washington, D.C. in 2000 were attacked by pepper-spraying police officers, just like we've seen in New York and Davis, California in recent days. It's encouraging that some journalists take the Occupy movement seriously, but it's troubling when they talk about demonstrators facing off against police in riot gear as practically unprecedented. Perhaps what they're really meaning to say is that those earlier attacks on free speech were woefully unreported.